Going on? My brothers from another mother, my rational sisters, if you're out there. It's a live event tonight. Just going to wait for a few more people to come on. I know this is going to, I guess, get recorded and end up on the channel too, so you guys can watch it after the fact. We're going to be doing a little bit of Q&A tonight. I've tried to commit to doing these once a month. Sorry, I'm just hooking up the mic. What's up? I tried to commit to doing these once a month, but I've fallen behind the last couple of months, been busy and all that stuff. All right, mic's plugged in. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a, just yes. Just let me know if you can hear me okay. I just plugged in a mic. All right, word. All right, where's everybody from tonight? Give me your locale. Where you at? Down under, Australia. North Korean MGTOW, senior comments, your shit's funny, man. California, Ecuador, Florida, Mexico, Louisville, New Jersey, Orlando, Edmonton, Alabama, Dallas, Texas, Grand Valley, Toronto. What's up, my brother? San Francisco, Toronto. Sweet. Whitby, Ontario. I have an office out in Whitby. Cool. Okay, so I got some notes in this mofo. First things first. Want to thank you guys for all the support on the channel. You know, I got a lot of emails and kind words, and you know, you guys slam into the private messages with Facebook and everything like that. Yeah, so I appreciate all the kind words, but even more than that, I really appreciate everybody that's, you know, been a Patreon. I haven't mentioned Patreon in a long time. You know, the link's always at the end of the videos, and you guys still continue to support me that way, and especially the Clarity coaching clients. I'm upwards of, I was just looking here on the reviews, where the hell was it? 77 calls now on that platform, and I get an immense amount of satisfaction helping you guys navigate the shit you're stuck on in your life. So just want to say thanks, first of all, for supporting the channel in that way, because it helps move shit forward for me anyway. Want to keep building it out. Just a few things I want to talk about with plans in the future, but I want to keep building it out. I'd like to hire somebody to do editing because I really suck at editing. So taking it, you know, week by week and stuff, and continue to grow and doing what I can. Appreciate the tip there, Darren. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. And I also wanted to ask you guys about video topics too, because I got a few weeks off. My daughter's with her mom for a bit, so I got some time to do some shizzle. So I want to take some notes on video topics and then do some Q&A. Also, if there's anybody, actually, I'll do one thing at a time, otherwise my ass is going to get confused. Okay, let's go to the questions here. Let's do some video topics. Sorry, I'm just going to scroll back because I see some questions have come up. What's up, Queens? Hey, brother. Northern Cal, Denmark also. Okay. Cool. All right, so video topics. Give me some of your video topics that you might have for me to do in the future over the next couple of weeks. Smash that thumbs up button, by the way, because I think it sends out notifications when it sees a lot of that. So smash that for me. Let's get that number up. Sexual market value. I've already done SMV. Do you want more detail on SMV, Joe? If you can be more specific. R8 drag racing. What do you want me to drag race? I mean, I could go to the strip, but I don't know. I'm not really keen on ripping it down a drag strip. It's, you know, it's a fast car off the line. What if a chick doesn't seem to want to make time for you? Then spin more plates, man. Move on. It's not somebody you want to waste your time with. If she's indicated that she can't make any time for you or comes up with excuses, just move on, brother. How do you deal with women that shit test you at work? Well, if you know they're shit testing you, you should know how to do it, my Korean MGTOW friend. Men that want kids that hid on blood and wife implications challenges. Not clear on that. Be a little more specific. See the Mercedes new Fugly X-Class? Yeah, it's not that good looking, isn't it? Okay, a video topic for nutrition for men in their 40s. I don't know, you really want me to do a topic on food and nutrition? Throw a few more comments in there for me. You know, it ties in line with being a better version of yourself. But to be honest with you, there's tons of shit on YouTube already where you can learn more about you know, the whole self-care concept for your body. Strip? No, I'm not stripping, Greg. Why do women in their SMV increase? Why do women? Oh, that's a really good question. So, Coach Carol, I don't know. I can't tell by your picture if you're a man or woman, but this guy, Coach Carol, asks, why do women think their SMV increases with age? I'll just answer it in this video. I don't need to do an entire video on it. Women have a bit of an overinflated sense of their sexual marketplace value. Generally speaking, they tend to seek out guys 1 or 2 points higher than them. So if they're an SMV 7, let's say, they're usually going to go looking for somebody that's a point to 2 higher. But the problem with the number 7 is they have an overinflated sense of self-worth, like what their SMV value truly is. So a 7 could truly be like a 5.5 or a 6, for example. And it all happens because of stuff like social media. You know, women consume, you know, all they got to do is post a relatively sexy picture on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, and they'll get, you know, 100,000 likes from, you know, from whoever's following them or their audience. So yeah, it's a bit of a disconnect. I was actually thinking about it the other day because I was going through the Rational Mail again in the last few chapters, and there's a little bit of conversation on that. So let me just make a note. Maybe I'll go a little deeper on that. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to type this out while I'm doing this shit. Owning investment properties in today's market, it's different everywhere in the world, man. I really can't offer much advice unless you live in the Toronto area. Religious women issues. Well, I'm not religious, so I don't really have much to add to that, man. I don't, you know. I used to like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and you know, all that stuff a long time ago too. But I've grown up, and you know, unless I see it and feel it and touch it, it ain't real, man. Do you find that as you get older, your interest in sex and women decreases? No, not at all. Good friend of mine who tried to size me up the other day said to me, Rich, I can't figure out. You're like a dude that has the sexual appetite of a 19-year-old. You look like you're 40, but you're always shaking your fist at people like you're a 70-year-old man, sort of thing. So yeah, it's kind of interesting as you get older, you think it's going to slow down or whatever, but no, it doesn't. I mean, I'm 44 this year, so thank you. Make a video on the best ways a man can increase his SMV and fight his own wall. Oh, it's actually a pretty good topic. I like that. Okay. How to delay SMV in men. All right. Sacrificing relationships to achieve goals. Yeah, you should always work on yourself, Alexander. I've said this before in my other videos, but the younger you are, the more you should work on yourself, unless you should focus on relationships, because you need to get yourself planted. You know, women will come and go in your life, but like the groundwork that you lay now, the foundation that you lay now earlier in your life is going to pay dividends later in your life, and that woman may never be around. You know, guys make a lot of sacrifices in their younger age to travel across the world to, you know, placate women and go to the same school as them and, you know, marry them in different parts and make them happy. But women come and go in our lives, and we know that. So putting off your own self-interest just to make a woman the focus of your life is never a good idea. Yeah, Rich, got your question on self-care. I think I might do something. Any material you would recommend for wealth in your 20s? I'll be honest, everything I've ever consumed on becoming wealthy has never worked. I've always lost money. But I've taken lessons from them. You know, I've said before, you don't lose, you should learn in life. So when I say, you know, that's stuff you can study for well. You know, success leaves clues. If you're interested in investing, you know, pay attention to guys like Warren Buffett, okay? I can't even compete there, so I would just say go that way and take a look at his content, you know. I've made money in investments. I've made money in real estate. I've made money owning businesses. I've made money, you know, creating content even on YouTube. Books, you know, I've got out a couple books on Amazon too in the debt relief space. So, you know, it can be done. Best place to live in your 20s. Depends what your interests are, man. For me, I mean, if I was 20 again, I'd probably live somewhere where there's a lot of great weather, beautiful. You know, the problem when you get older is you lose the ability to maneuver. You know, when you're older and you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have a business or you're working somewhere, you've got a kid or kids, you lose the ability to maneuver. So the thing about being in your 20s is you should certainly look at options to maneuver, because as you get older, they become less available to you, and they diminish depending on what you're doing with life, marriage, parenting, stuff like that. So I'll leave it at that for you. How do you get back to the dating game after staying away for a few years? I actually just did a video on how to get back into the dating game. Somebody messaged me and said that they were recently divorced and they didn't really know what to do. So I made a video on that specifically for guys that have been, you know, married for a longer period of time and they're just trying to, you know, get back in the world of meeting women again. So that'll be out, I think it's out next week sometime. Women are, okay. What do you do if you different types of, what do you do if you different types of connections with two girls and you want them both? So this guy's asking, he's digging two girls and he wants them both. I don't know, spin two plates. Have you read The Rational Male? Take a look at Rollo Tomasi's work. He, explicitly talks about it. I've linked about it in all my videos and it's there, but you should check it out. But, you know, what's stopping you from dating non-exclusively and seeing the two of them? I mean, you know, women do it all the time, so what's wrong with you doing it? How to deal with people, men or women, who shame tactic you as a man in his 30s who still has not settled down with kids yet. Oh, for fuck's sakes. People are still bothering young men with that? I dealt with that before myself. Let me see. The shaming of young men. I don't know. What will the topic be? To get married. Let's call it that. You know, I'm just going to say this in the live chat, and I've mentioned it before. Marriage is not a achievement, like a high level of achievement to unlock. It's not like life is a video game, and once you get married, you've unlocked the highest level of achievement possible. You know, getting married, like, people will impose their beliefs on you and imply this is something that you do. You need to find somebody and settle down. The worst thing a guy can do is choose to marry the wrong person. Nothing in your life will ruin your life faster than to marry the wrong person. So don't let societal norms, family, friends, religion, politicians, coworkers, whoever, coerce you into, you know, picking somebody, settling down, and reproducing. Like I said earlier, I've done over 75 coaching calls, and a good chunk of the people that I talk to, mostly men, some women, are people that are, you know, questioning whether or not they're going to settle down and whether or not it's, you know, the right person. And those conversations sometimes go for 20 minutes, even, you know, more than 60 minutes. I've heard all kinds of stories, guys. So, I mean, if you have, you know, if you have pressure coming on you about doing something that you're uncertain of and you want to, you know, you want to run out the flagpole and see what, you know, your pops from another block thinks, and book my time on Clarity, and, you know, we can go down that rabbit hole. Richard, can you do a video about women hitting the wall and still wanting to date younger men? They try. I mean, if they've smashed it pretty bad, then it ain't happening. You know, there's some attractive older women that can pull it off, but you know, like I said earlier, they've got this overinflated sense there. Will you teach your daughter about female nature? Elizabeth, you don't need to teach a woman about female nature. It's nature. It's biology. It's you know, it's who they are. Actually, I got to do a video on this because I get a lot of guys that are like bitching about women all the time in comments and social media and stuff like that. How evil they are, and it's like the equivalent of, you know, me asking my R8 to give me 50 miles to the gallon. That's not what it's built to do. So you have to understand what feminine nature is. So I'll do a video on that for you guys. Accepting. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making notes here for those of you that are jumping in. Smash that thumbs up button. I only see 53 likes. Come on, guys. Show me that you like this shit. Show me some love. Feminine nature, accepting feminine nature, not. Okay. Let's hop back in here. Female nature. Do you tell girls that you're not African, Middle Eastern, or Latina? African, Middle Eastern, or Latina girls? Yeah. I don't discriminate. I like all women. I can't deny the fact that I like women. You know, it is what it is, right? Agree with dating only Thoughts on only dating 20 to 25-year-old females? I think you're limiting yourself to a very small, I mean, I'm assuming you're my age, Joe. I don't know. Yeah, you're limiting yourself to a very small demographic of women. There's pluses and minuses to dating 20 to 25-year-olds. They can be a pain in the ass and really dumb, but they are also, you know, far more attractive than somebody that's 40 to 45 years old, right? My ex-girlfriend hit the wall at 26 to 27. It was sad. How would you pick up college girls? I don't know, man. I never picked up college. You know, I was terrible in my 20s. I'm not gonna lie. I was just terrible. Yeah. Why are we the disposable sex? We just are. You know, why does the R8 get 15, you know, liters per 100 kilometers? It just does. It's, you know, it's a sports car. Men are disposable sex. We've always been the disposable sex. It's why, you know, like 99 point whatever percent of casualties are all, you know, men when it comes to war. That's just what men are. Read the book, The Myth of Male Power by Dr. Warren Farrell. That's a really good resource. Check that one out. What is the first step I can take to become an alpha male? Pick up weights, get stronger, and demonstrate and signal to the world that you're strong. Start with that, because once you strengthen your body, your mind, soul, and your belief system follows in line as well. It just can't help but to do it, because people notice a change in you. Is NL Holden your game? What does that mean? What table blinds do you? I'm not sure what that means, man. What's up, Greece? Tikanis. Character is what it's called. What do you do if you have connection with two women? Did I already answer that question about two women earlier? Date them both. You know, it's okay to date non-exclusively, man. You know, women do it all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Okay, here's a question about Toronto real estate. Is it worth buying an investment property in the Toronto area? It appears the market riding. Yeah. My personal feeling on the GTA market is wait another 3 months and see what the numbers look like. I talked to an appraiser the other day when I was at the gym, and he was telling me that he had appraised a property in my neighborhood for about 25% higher 2 months ago. So exact same property came up on the market a few months later with more upgrades and finishing trims, and it was about 20-25% lower. So the Toronto market's definitely cooling off, but it's going to go back up. Do you know any boot camps like the Art of Charm? Yeah, I actually know Jordan Harbinger. He's in a entrepreneurs group that I'm a member of, so he does the Art of Charm, but I haven't attended, so I don't really have any feedback. I just know of his work. Getting over a relationship with a child she had special needs. The guilt is I'm 31 and she's 40. I'm not sure why you have any guilt over that. You know, here, I've been meaning to do a more detailed video on dating these single moms, because let me just do like single mom tips or something. But you shouldn't feel any guilt, you know, over somebody else's special needs kids. I mean, you know, it's not your obligation in life, man. You got to take care of yourself and becoming a better version of yourself instead of worrying about things like that. Overly religious structured women, eject, they are bound. Yeah, I've never dated overly religious women. I have a couple friends that have, and they've told me some pretty funny stories, but yeah, I've just never had the interest. Okay, Papa. Hey, Rich, stumbled on your videos, through your videos regarding SMV. Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, Steve. Do you support minimalist living? Yes, I did a video on becoming more of a minimalist back in the winter. I remember driving through a estate development on my way home from the office, and I decided to pull in and do that video on minimalist living. If you go back about February-ish, you'll probably see it in the channel. Or sort by views. It's one of the more popular videos on the channel. So yes, I do. Like I have a sweet tooth for fast cars. You guys already know that if you've watched my channel and followed me on social, like on Instagram, you'll see me post pictures of cars all the time. I'm gonna drink my tea out of I don't know if you can see this, but it's a BMW M mug. Good folks at BMW sent this to me. Yeah, so I have a sweet tooth for fast cars and anything that burns fast. Burns gas, goes fast, that sort of stuff. So in that sense, I'm not a minimalist. Like I've got 1,200 horsepower of cars in my garage now. But I could live in a smaller house. I mean, you guys can't see much of the room it's in, right now. This is kind of my office slash living room. But I'd take a smaller house if I could. So I always encourage people to live more of a minimalist life for sure. Thank you very much, Kitchener. I met an older woman at an airport. We totally connected. I'm only 18 and she's 32. Is there any advice you can give on dating older women? She's not a single. If you want to have some fun with a 32-year-old and date them, or do whatever, go for it. I mean, what advice do you need me to give you? She's not looking at you in a hypergamous fashion where you need to provide. She's just looking at you like a piece of meat. So if she's at the right stage of her ovulatory cycle and you're at the right place and time, maybe get lucky. I don't know. Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather? I don't follow any kind of boxing or MMA, but what I do know a lot about is the art of war and conflict. And if you put somebody, a challenger, an attacker on somebody's home turf in their home conditions, with a very good record, you're probably not going to win. So I don't even know if the fight's happened yet or not, but McGregor's probably going to get his ass kicked. Have you ever been depressed? Yes, I've been depressed absolutely a few times. The best thing to do to get out of it is exercise. The hormones that change in your body and that get released when you're lifting heavy weights and stuff are very valuable. Not just that, but apparently dark chocolate does something for increasing the happy hormones. But don't take Prozac or any of those stupid prescription drugs, because they're nothing but trouble. Like, stay away from shit like that. Miami Beach, LA, or Vegas? Well, I've only driven through LA, kind of briefly, on my way down to Baja. But I'd say Vegas. I've been to LA a ton. Sorry, I've been to Vegas tons, so I'd say Vegas. Any advice for guys starting their military career? Kick ass, man. Just fucking listen up, work hard, and kick ass. Somebody asked a question: what do you think of women struggling? Men think of women struggling with depression. I think the stat was something like 1 in 5 women struggle with depression, or they have like bouts of depression that are somewhat crippling. I don't know, man. I'm not a psychotherapist when it comes to stuff like that, but what I do know is if you're fucking more, you're going to be feeling better. So if you're depressed, have more sex. Shit works. One video of yours, self-care, which you could. Yeah, okay, so I've had a few people ask me about self-care in 40s. Self-care 40s. Sorry, just making notes here for video titles. Is there anybody, by the way, since I'm making these notes on video titles, I'm a car guy, is there anybody in the greater Toronto area that, one, has a 911 Turbo? Because I'd like to drive it. Everybody tells me they're great cars, but I had a bad experience driving one once, so that was a long time ago. So if there is, email me, entrepreneursincars@gmail.com to connect. Or if you're either working at a dealership or connected to a high-end dealership, I'd like to do some more shit with cars. So yeah, if there's anybody in the GTA, hit me up, shoot me a message and let me know. If you've got some cool shit, maybe we can get together and do some work. Got the self-care one. Korean MGTOW says, have you seen this video where Trudeau is teaching men how to be men? Yeah, shake my head, exactly. That guy is a piece of fucking work, let me tell you. What is your take on men that marry older women? I personally wouldn't do it. I don't know why you'd want somebody, like, we're genetically programmed to be attracted to younger, biologically beautiful women. Women hit the wall sooner, before men do. So I'm not really sure why you'd want somebody, considerably older than you. I used to watch quite a bit more Jordan B. Peterson, BMO, yeah, his stuff makes a lot of sense, but he's also very blue pill in a rational kind of way. see here. Yeah, I got the one on shaming for not getting married. Shaming on young men. Okay, I got that one. Hang on a sec. So I don't even know what a Vitesse is, but email me. Yeah, email me, entrepreneursinCars@gmail.com. If that's what I think it is, then yeah, then I would go to Montreal. Yes, it is live. It is live. Marriage sucks balls. It does for a lot of guys, yeah. Hypergamy doesn't care. No wife, no strife. They get addicted. No, I don't play poker. Suck at it. I like blackjack. 9/11. Yeah, okay. AMG, yeah. How how to get rid of problematic women without getting your windshield smashed. You know what? If guys were just to get better at screening out the psychopath women, you wouldn't have to worry about your windshield getting smashed. Let me tell you a story about a woman that I had met. On the first date, she's asking me if I have ever been in the back of a cop car. And I haven't, but it got me thinking almost immediately in the back of my head, well, why are you asking me if I've been in the back of a cop car? I said, have you been in the back of a cop car? And she had. Because women will tell you, they're gonna start telling you their stories because they want to get in those conversations, and the crazy ones will always tell you how crazy they are. It's just you have to fucking sit there and listen and spot it, and then be willing to walk away. Of course, most guys are dumb because the crazy ones are always usually the craziest in bed too. So you take a bit to walk away. But she ended up in the back of a cop car because she had thrown a log or something or a fallen tree. Through the front window of her boyfriend's house, and he called the cops. So, that was on the first date, and she told me quite clearly that she's crazy. So it's up to you guys to walk away from crazy, because if you keep dating it thinking that you can fix it, or that, well, let me just bang her one more time because the sex is that good, you're just asking for trouble, man. So have some self-respect and just, learn to walk away sooner. Have I ever done a video on marrying foreign women? No, because I've never, I've dated foreign women. I've never gotten there though. But female nature is the same around the world. Hypergamy exists around the world. Women will behave in a very predictable fashion, regardless of where they are. From around the world. A lot of people think that they can go and import a wife in from, I don't know, fucking Russia or whatever, or the Philippines, and they're going to be different from women here. And they're not. It's exactly the same. It's just it might take a little bit longer for them to recognize their nature and how they can leverage it for their own future strategies when it comes to dating and relationships. So it doesn't change, guys. Don't think for a sec that importing somebody from a foreign country is going to make your life better. Understanding women better will help you. Taking the red pill and having awareness will help you. Don't wish that shit was easier. Wish that you were better, and work on yourself becoming better. Become more aware. That's what the whole channel's about. Whenever I'm making videos and talking and doing things on this, it's yeah, I get some value out of it too, but I'm doing it for you guys for the most part to help you become better versions of yourselves. Do I get paid more when you get thumbs up? No, there's no. I think what it does is it probably shows it in more subscription feeds. So smash the thumbs up button if you guys are liking this shit. Nice beard, man. Thank you. Oh, you can't like on mobile? Well, that's a problem then. Okay. Didn't know. You live in Toronto? Yeah. Okay, why does a lot of these questions keep coming up? Sorry, I'm going to scroll up a little faster. I already did a video on the channel about how to boost testosterone. My friend Ben Greenfield was the biggest contributor on that, and I would listen to him because he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Sorry, I'm just going through, but he won't listen to me. So this guy says, Rich, my younger brother is going through a breakup, 10 years younger. I'm exhausted on the support, but he won't listen to me, and I was right about it from the beginning. I find that siblings sometimes have a hard time listening to their family when it comes to the cold hard truth. Um, I get it. You know, I've coached guys on it and I've dealt with it myself. So, you know, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink. So let him figure it out for himself. You know, you've got yourself to look after as well. Rich, have you heard of Coach Corey Wayne? Yeah, I've heard of him. I think I might have watched a few snippets of some of his videos. Yeah, it seems okay. I mean, you know, I don't really watch dating tip videos just because don't really need them, to be honest with you. Lose your mustache and keep the beard. Go Abraham Lincoln. All right. I was thinking about changing the beard up a little bit, but not right now. I'm kind of digging it, so just sit tight. Any beard sponsors out there? You want to sponsor the channel? Maybe a little dollar beard club or something? Hey, come on, guys. I know you're out there. Okay, let's see. I convinced my friend who's considered second marriage even though he's been burned through the rubber. You guys are funny, eh? How do I convince a friend who is considering a second marriage even though he's been burned through the rubber in the first one not to do it? Like I said, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, man. I have conversations with people all the time. I call them assholes, you know, because they'll always ask you your opinion or ask you for your advice, but then they never do or take it. You know, they never do anything with it, or they never take it. They just keep doing what they've already been doing. So it's like, you know, buddy, if you're going to keep doing what you've always been doing, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So good luck with your, you know, with your bad choices, right? Basically, people that make bad choices back to back continuously, that don't learn from the experiences, that don't learn from their mistakes, I don't have time for them in my life. So I just cut them out. And it's not like I'm an asshole or I'm rude about it or I make any disparaging comments. It's just I don't respond to them. You know, if they text me or call me, it's just, you know, you just lose their number basically. So, you know, you've only got so much energy in your day. I've talked about this, you know, and everything will chip away at your energy. So you got to reserve it for things that are truly fuckworthy and not waste energy on things that are not. By the way, how many of you guys are coming to the 21 convention in September in Orlando? I'm speaking at that for an hour-long presentation. The link is in the description of the video, so if you're interested in coming, you should definitely grab a ticket. I know a few of my subscribers are definitely going to be there, and tickets have already been bought, but it is there if you are interested. What if you... Oh, no? Okay. The opinion... what planes are in the poster on the wall? So I'm a World War II military guy. I love all of these beautiful warbirds here. B-29, Super Fortress, B-17, Lancaster, a bunch of Japanese birds, Messerschmitts, all kinds of stuff. So it's just a wall poster my brother gave me for Christmas. And on this wall here, you can't see it, but right there is a picture of a Spitfire. So I've referred to this room as Bomber Command before, and it's for a reason. I do like my planes. One second here. Sorry, man, I don't read Spanish. You're welcome, Nick. Mike, I thought it was 48 Laws of Power, and yes, I have read it. I actually downloaded the audiobook. I want to listen to it again. Should I ditch my blue-pilled best friend? Your call, man. Thanks, Nick. Let's see here. Yes, I am reading the chat. Stand by. I'm trying to keep up, guys. Slow down. Hold on. Sorry, you know what? I'm just gonna go right down to the bottom and skip some of this because some of it's getting repetitive here. How do you deal with another man living with your child? Well, what are you gonna do about it, Big? Can't do anything about it. There is another man living with my child part-time. The only thing that you can do if you've got kids and they spend time, you know, with their mother, for example, and there's another guy in the picture, either, you know, she's dating him or he's living in the house, you're going to vet them, make sure they're a good guy, have the conversation with your ex about, look, you know, big portion of child sex abuse, scenarios come from somebody that's not blood in the household. So you got to be careful. You got to watch out for shit. Let the kid know what's appropriate, not appropriate. Fucking parent. Be a parent. Be a adult male role model. Be virtuous and be a parent, and let them know what's up, right? Hey, hope to see you there, Al. Good. Okay, here's an entrepreneur's question. You guys don't ask too many of these days. When you're making the transition from solopreneur to entrepreneur, is it ever wise or worth it to hire interns at a lower wage, remote help? It depends. It's going to depend a lot on the business and what you're doing. I know that interns can be useful and some people like them. I haven't had the greatest experience. I've tried using interns for grabbing media and things like that, and it wasn't very successful. Let me just put it this way. In my experience dealing with interns, the juice was not worth the squeeze. And that's a pretty good test in life. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen that video. Why moms with kids are bad. Moms with kids aren't bad. They're just moms. They just are who they are. You just have to understand them and set boundaries around your exposure and the way that you're going to deal with things. I've already made a note to do a more detailed single mom tip, so I'll put that out for you because I've definitely learned a lot in that arena. How do women perceive you differently with a beard versus clean shaven? I look a lot younger clean shaven, I think, but fuck it, I like the beard, so I'm gonna rock it for now. See here. My thoughts on Tesla cars. They're fast, they're gadgety and kind of cool and they can drive you around, but they're boring as fuck. They don't make any sounds. A car to me has always been something that is an air pump. It sucks air and fuel in it, combusts it, blows it up, makes cool sounds and shoots it out the tailpipe. And I got to tell you, when I step into the R8, and I did a video the other day, I think it goes live tomorrow. I put in BMC racing filters in the R8, and I did a quick 2-3 minute shoot in it, just driving the car so I could hear the intake sounds because they're just so much better. It's nice and loud. And I believe I'm going to software tune the car as well in a couple weeks because I found a pretty reliable tune for it. So yeah, the whole pop, 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 and when you're downshifting and the gear slamming and all that, and you don't get any of that with an electric car. It's put your foot down and it goes fast. To drive a car like the R8 fast, you got to know how to shift. You have to know how to blip the throttle. You have to know how to drive the fucking car. You have to know how to be a man and drive the car. Teslas are cool, fast cars, but they're for geeks. Geeks drive them for the most part. That's not a disparaging comment. It's just petrol heads don't drive Teslas. They're cool cars. Will I drive an electric car one day? I'm bound to because we're running out of gas. But until we're out of gas, I'm going to drive gas-powered cars. What did I have for breakfast? Today I had a bacon and egg McMuffin combo for McDonald's. So I do sometimes eat McDonald's. Yes, I do. When are you doing a podcast with Aaron Cleary? Tell him to contact me. We've exchanged emails before if you want us to work together. Pussy, self-love, do you masturbate? Everybody masturbates, Lisa, including me. What are your thoughts on lesbians? Well, I'm a lesbian. I like women. Let's talk about that. The last couple of chicks that were attracted to me were bisexual and currently have active relationships with other women. Any red flags here? Ooh, bisexual women are fun. Yeah. I mean, bisexual is not the same as lesbians. Lesbians don't like guys. They don't want to roll around naked with guys. Bisexual women, they like girls and guys, and they do some pretty fun stuff. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with them, but they're fun. I've had a little bit, not gonna lie, it's fun. Any more book reviews? Yes, sorry, I've been meaning to do my top book reviews because I've got some good ones. Reviews, top 5, let's say. So I'll put something together for you. Any more book reviews? Nico says booze or weed. Well, booze is really bad for you comparatively to weed, so I'd pick weed for sure. see here. You're rich, would you buy a cruise ticket? Would you coach me and chauffeur? If I were to buy you a cruise ticket, would you coach me and chill for a week? Why don't you just buy my time on Clarity, man? What are you stuck on? Let's just talk on Clarity. We don't need to go on a cruise. Okay. Do you watch Game of Thrones? Yes, I have. I watched probably, I don't know, I think it was the first 5 seasons or so, and then I stopped watching it. Got distracted with some shit in my life, but I want to catch up. I started watching Vikings the other day, which I really enjoyed. Is your beard hot in the summer? Not really. I don't really feel... It's probably a little warmer. I mean, you know, it's insulation, but yeah, it's not a big deal. My head shaves, so a lot of the heat comes out that way. I haven't read The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. I've read the Laws of Power, and I just downloaded the Laws of Power, so I'll probably grab The Art of Seduction at some point and offer some feedback on it, but thank you. Okay, so I got a question about school here. Do I think college is worth it? I'm a senior, don't know if I should go to college or not, or get a degree in law school. Well, when you're asking me my opinion of college, you're asking a guy that's got ADD, is an entrepreneur, didn't really fit well in the school system. So my opinion of it is going to be somewhat skewed. My opinion of college is it's a waste of time. You could take whatever that tuition might be for the next 2, 3, 4 years of your life and invest even half of it into the startup of a business. And if you're successful, congratulations, you're going to be in the top 1% of income earners in the world, be able to put a little dent in the universe and probably follow part of your passion. If you're not, like the 9 out of 10 that aren't, you're going to probably learn a hell of a lot more than what you would have going to college for 2 or 3 or 4 years. So that's my take on college. How old am I? I am 43. Let's see here. Tesla is for people that gave up on life. How often do I have these Q&As? I've been trying to do them once a month, but you know, shit gets in the way. So I think the last one I did was like 3 months ago. Kindly consider doing a collaboration with a YouTuber called JR Wisdom. Don't know him, but if you think I should collaborate and he's in the GTA, shoot him a message if you're a fan and tell him to connect with me. Okay, great work. So I got a question about women that don't want kids. Any experience finding women that don't want kids? There's categories of women in that. You know, people hate it when I put people in categories for some reason. I have to do a video on that because I got some funny comments saved. There's categories of women that don't want kids. Under 40, they're either incapable of having children, meaning, you know, their reproductive organs don't work. You know, they're sterile. In which case they won't have kids probably, right? So that's one category. There's a very small demographic of women that don't tune into their biological clock to reproduce, find a man to provision with, and blah, blah, blah. And they're just not interested in having kids. But the vast majority, I'm going to say like under the age of 40, if they haven't had kids, you know, some women are even crazy where they'll want kids even in their early 40s. But let's just use, you know, the age of 40. Most women under 40, if they haven't had kids, I'm going to say like 80 to 90% of them probably want them. But you got to be clear about your intentions, right? And if you don't want kids, then, you know, sterilize yourself, get a vasectomy or something like that. Or you could date older women because they have either had all their kids out of the way, or, you know, you could date women where their kids have grown up, or older women because they don't want to have kids and they can't have kids, right? So that's another option to look at too, but definitely something to consider. Do you like classic muscle cars? Yes. Favorite muscle car is a 1970 Boss 429 Mustang, and I will have that car one day. Have you ever had anything with a woman that has been sexually abused as a child? Any comments? I've had experience with a woman whose sister was sexually abused as a child by her father. Half-sister, her biological father, her sister's not biological father, and she was sexually abused. She found out about when she was 20, and hasn't spoken to her father since, has daddy issues, doesn't respect or value men. So a lot of stuff that happens with women in their younger age. You know, I did a video on daddy issues. I think it was the 3 types of women that you want to avoid dating. It's a popular video on the channel. You can sort by views. You'll see it there. And I talk about women with daddy issues, and I talk specifically about that case, so check it out. But yeah, women that haven't, anybody, not just women, but anybody that hasn't dealt with their shit growing up is going to carry that throughout, you know, the rest of their life. And you know, I've told guys on my coaching calls that, you know, resentment and guilt is some heavy ass baggage. You know, resentment is geared towards somebody else and guilt is geared towards yourself. They're very negative emotions. They're draining. It's like carrying around a big ass bag of bricks for no reason because you think it, you know, it offers some kind of value or merit to your life or something. All you got to do is put it down, man. Just put down that shit. And I wouldn't tolerate anybody that, you know, in the dating scheme, intergender relationships, whether it's men or women, depending if you're a guy or a girl watching this, that doesn't have their shit together. Like, you know, don't make your problems my problems is basically the way you want to look at scenarios like that, because it's going to exhaust you, you know? Yeah, Nick, I own 3 guns. They're all registered. I've got a non-restricted PAL. In Canada, it's a possession acquisition license, shotgun, 30-06, and a 45 ACP Chris Vector. And I do like shooting, so yeah. SPJ says, I'm dating a single mother who never makes time for me. I do everything for her like an idiot. Life stinks. So spin more plates, you know, date somebody else. Why are you lamenting over the single mother that doesn't make time for you? She's, you know, women either choose their children over you or they're going to choose you over their children. Either way, it's fucked up. Because if they choose you over their kids, then she's a shitty parent. And if she chooses her kids over you, then you're always going to come last. So, you know, when it comes to dating single mothers, it can be exhausting. I got a note here to do some more detailed stuff on that for you guys, so just stand by and I will hook you up. Okay, you're getting silenced because you're saying some dumbass shit. Okay. Greetings, Japan. Do I drive motorcycles? Yes, I used to ride motorcycles, not anymore. I still have my license. Is it true that BMWs have speakers that produce sound because the engines have become so efficient and quiet? Yes. My M5 pumps sound through the speakers. I don't like it. The car's actually quite loud on the outside when you've got the flaps open. It doesn't really need it, but there's a lot of sound deadening material in the car to make it, I guess, comfortable to drive. How do you identify gold diggers in the long run? You can tell. You can tell by their social media stuff usually. If you take a look at their Instagram, they're going to have pictures, like, they're not rich. They're digging for riches. So they're going to have pictures signaling to you, signaling to the world, the kind of lifestyle that they are expecting out of any kind of intergender relationship. So they'll have a picture of themselves sitting in a Rolls Royce at the car show with the hoopity hoop earrings and all their jewelry and 3 hours of makeup work. It's not their car. It's not even a guy's car they're dating, but, you know, they'll hold out and imply and do the, you know, the down the top shirt sort of thing. You can spot them, you know. They're basically telling you quite clearly what they're all about. You just got to pay attention to the signals, man. Red pill Richard, can you do a video on red pill men dating? Just watch the videos in my dating playlist, dude. That's all that's all that I talk about. No, I fucking hate that Toyota Camry. I'm glad I only had to drive it for a couple of days. Petrolhead for life. Word. You are a lesbian. Yes, I am. Thoughts on no-fat movement? So the whole no-fat movement, for those of you that don't know what it is just don't jerk off. You know, be master of your domain and, you know, store up energy and refocus it for other more productive things. Fine, go for it. You know, if you don't want to jerk off, don't jerk off. I mean, if you're beating off every day or you're watching porn all the time, you got a problem. If you're going to rub one out here and there, there's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty natural. We've been doing it for like ever. Email is entrepreneursincars@gmail.com. see. Sorry guys, just reading through those. 350, I think you know the answer to that. S7 versus M5 versus XFR. If you live in shitty weather, get the Audi. If you live in pretty nice weather, get the M5. I love that M5. I really do. I just got new rear tires for it, and I love how it puts down the power. It's awesome. Somebody just bet me here, so bet you won't fucking say anal. There you go, I said it. Now shut up. Would you marry a woman with kids? Really? Have you not watched any of my videos? She'd have to be a pretty spectacular catch, I gotta tell you that. Okay. Classic muscle cars, 60s. 60s up to 1970. And another car that I had was a 88 IROC, which I know is a big Gino car, but who cares? I loved it. Do you think it's bad to be 30 and a virgin? You know, whatever, dude. If you don't want to pursue women in that sense, then don't. It's entirely up to you. I like sex, so it'd be impossible for me to, not have sex. It's just retarded. I don't know why anybody would do that. And by the way, you social justice, politically correct assholes that leave stupid comments in my videos, like stop using the R word. Retarded is a word that I've been using since I was a fucking kid. It's like taking, pieces of language out of your life that you've used your entire time. I don't care what the politically correct movement says, and, retarded is offensive to people. It's not, so you're retarded for saying so. Tips on being red pill. Watch my videos and read the Rational Mail. All right, I'm getting tired here. I'm gonna have to wrap this up in about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, do you think you'll get married again? Doubt it. There's no, you know what, here, I'll do a video on marriage, because I've had you guys ask me that. If you understand family law and female nature, getting married is a really dumb choice. I mean, there's different ways to build a life with a woman that is still meaningful and creates value in both your lives aside from getting married. But inviting the state and family law into your lives that may dictate how your money and wealth and time is spent, fuck that. Tattoos. I don't have any tattoos. I got enough scars already, so you can check out the scars. They're there. Sorry, just going through the last few ones. Okay, slow down with the questions, guys. I'm trying to keep up. Hold up. Smash that like button while I'm looking through all this. What's your opinion of Roosh V? I got a copy of Day Game. It's it's basic shit. It's red pilled stuff. Kind of interesting approach, but nothing groundbreaking there. I think having a better understanding of women and red pill awareness is probably way more important. Tesla. Still reading through here. 0 fucks were given. That is correct. Okay, I'm going to just scroll down to the bottom and see. Holy shit, there's a lot of questions here. Oh, what are these? Okay, hold on. I got some green ones here with video suggestions, so I don't want to miss through those because I got your tips. Thank you. Guy sends me a tip. Thank you. What are your thoughts on interracial marriage and white nationalism? I don't know. Interracial marriage is fine. Love is love. it's like saying, you'll never marry or date anything other than a blonde. If that's your preference, then that's cool. But if you like blondes, brunettes, and redheads, it's all the same. White nationalism. I don't know. Fuck, I'm not a white nationalist. What am I supposed to know about it? It's really no different than those that do like what are they called? The Black Lives Matter shit. All lives fucking matter. It's just white people going, well, we fucking matter too, so we're gonna march and do our thing. So whatever. I mean, I don't care. It's it is what it is. Got another one. Video suggestion: taking control of social situations such as meetings and group management from an entrepreneur's perspective. Taking control of social situations. I think you're talking about time management. Let me just time manage that. Making better choices, time management. I'll leave a little story comment on that for you. He was asking a question about basically, putting yourself in the right room in social situations and meetings and group management. And if you choose to spend your time more, like if you're selective, if you're more intentional in life about how you spend your time, you're going to put yourself in better rooms. You're going to avoid putting yourself in rooms that are shitty or that are exhausting or that are going to drain you. Just don't do it. So... All right, well, you're hilarious, man. Yeah, man, it's big. Don't worry about it. Oh, boy. I can't help but to laugh at that. Yes, feminism is cancer. Okay, gonna wrap this up in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go for a full hour and we will call it quits. Guy asked me a question. Can you do a video on short guys dating taller women? I did a video about that on the channel. Go back about a year, maybe 14, 15 months. I think you'll like it. It's a pretty good one. I got it from a really short friend of mine. Make love with a stranger or hot sex with an ex? Depends. If the ex was an ex that I had hot sex with, strangers, you never know. I'd probably pick the ex. Send her off on her way, though, because you don't want to deal with that shit again. An ex is an ex for a reason. Would you give some advice on women's toxic friends and how to deal? Oh, how do you deal with women's toxic friends? Okay, I'll do a more detailed video on that, but just very quickly, everybody becomes an average of the 5 people they spend the most time with. So if a woman has toxic friends, she herself cannot go through life not being toxic. It is either growing on her or she's trying to hide it from you. But birds of a feather flock together. So I call it, I call it like it is. It is what it is, No, I'm not gay. But you can keep sending me the stupid tips if you want. Where to find high quality women. I did a video on that one already, Lewis. It's and just so you know, like there's this misnomer of the high quality woman. People always go, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, or they think it's greener on the other side of the fence, but the grass is always going to be greener where you water and fertilize it and take care of it. So like attracts like. If you want high quality people in your life, including women to date, then be high quality yourself. Work on your own shit. Master self-care. Lose weight if you're fat. Get out of debt if you got debt. Grow your business if it's stalling or if it's failing. If you're stuck on something in life, hire a coach. It's kind of one of the things that I get a shit ton of enjoyment out of doing on here. Clarity.fm/Richard Cooper. Book my time. Ding. Okay, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. It's been about an hour. Thank you, everybody, for your questions, your involvement, your tips, and even anal penetration for your hilarity. I'm going to save these notes. If anybody has any follow-ups to any of the stuff that I talked about on this live broadcast, email me, entrepreneursincars@gmail.com, and shoot me those details. There's somebody in Montreal that wanted to hook me up with an interesting Bugatti. So thanks again, and we will see you guys at the next live broadcast. Check out the video tomorrow with the BMC race filters on the R8. I hope you enjoy the sounds if you're a car guy. Talk to you guys later. Peace.